Very good morning, Vice Chancellor, Honorable Ministers, Mr. Malay Ghoto, Mr. Singh, Mr. Roy, and Mr. Roy Chaudhary, and top of everyone, the professors and members of the faculties and students sitting on that corner busy with his mobile. Anyway, this is the, I will try to make my inauguration speech very short because these sessions will continue for a long time and already everybody is, I find, feeling tired. I don't know how this seminar will ultimately end. Hopefully they will not sleep. Anyway, the first thing, this seminar is, the topics is very well chosen topic. This is the protection of brand and intellectual property and how to fight against it. You see, in all over the universe, everybody needs some introductions. A man needs a name and address. Similarly, a fruit or vegetables that have also need similarly its name. Sometimes we call it as origin, call it as orange, mangoes, and to add value to those articles, we then qualify it with the place of origin. Like tea of Darjeeling, tea of Asham, the orange of Darjeeling, and the other things of Langra Am, Chosa Am of Lucknow, and the other articles like Benarashi silk. These are the things. So this is how we added value to quality. So if you get in the market an ordinary mangoes, that price and the price of some the Benaras mango certainly be different. This is how, what I say, that after industrial revolution, the production of the goods started, the mass production. Therefore, that needs that their introductions. Like car, you see the Honda that is followed by the family surname, Honda, Ford, Mercedes-Benz, etc. And sometimes the origin is the place of origin, like Sheffield, and these are the things that Scotch whiskey. This is over that everybody must know that there was a fighting, because now the Scotch is not only to Scotland, it is American Scotch, Indian Scotch, and this also other state, Japanese Scotch. Whether this Scotch should be to Scotland, that champagne, that does champagne region of France. So this is the first thing. Now what I want to say, that in our country also we find that mostly the toiletries, that Lux soaps and the other detergents and other things are also named that give a particular name. Now what I find that there is some difficulties. Suppose when the selling point extends to territories, one from one state to others. Suppose there is one Tata, he is manufacturing goods in India, so we know Tata, but there is another Tata. So he went to another place and he introduced a product taking the name of Tata. I remember one case about Lux, that you remember that was a suit for a long time, it was pending, that was on Lux, the Hindustan Liver versus Lux Cozy. That finally the Hindustan Liver lost or compromised, because it was found that the Lux Koji, this trademark, was used from 1957. So therefore, this term, the Lux Koji, was known to everyone, and court held that when it was not, it was known to the Hindustan Liver that somebody is using the trademark Lux Koji. So at this stage, you cannot say that they are using, by the process of deceptively similar, they are utilizing their brand. Anyway, now I may quote one thing, that you know the brand Prada, that the chief executive officer of this Prada once said that he said that we do not want to be a brand that no one copies. I again repeat that we do not want a brand that no one copies. Therefore, if you try to understand what is the meaning underlying it, then you will understand that those brands are copied, those have an intrinsic value and have a good market, and that are very popular brand. Like there are two ways these are copied or counterfeit. One is counterfeit and another is deceptively similar. Suppose Reebok, spelling is changed, right? And in other cases that Adidas, the spelling is changed or logo is changed. This is a deceptively similar, and by that way that attract the customers. And who is the main stakeholder? Main stakeholder is the company who is manufacturing the product and the consumer who is the end user. Because I believe that this is a genuine one and I use it, but I don't know that it is a counterfeit one. Finally, when I understand, you see that now one of the difficult things what I in my practical experience I find that you have this something chana churs or like that, Haldiram bhujia walas and others, you will available, those are available in small pouch pack, and all other this thing shampoos in much pouch pack in village areas or in the street all over the many short shops that are available. And I think that these are the areas where the chance of counterfeiting is very much there. Now question is this, that the thing that how to combat and fight with this counterfeiting. But I believe that first thing is this, that the consumer to be sensitized. The manufacturer may think or may afraid about the fact that if I go to tell the consumer that you see my product has been counterfeited, then the consumer may get frightened and stop using that product. That we came to know that this product has been copied or this is a counterfeit product. So they will be a little bit scared and may not use it, and this may hamper their business. But I believe that will not ultimately do. To educate the consumer or to educate them the quality of the products and to have a team to keep and watch, that you will certainly get an information and clues that where they are using it. This is therefore the sensitization of the consumer and wide publications and taking steps, because nowadays you see, previously we had the 1 kg packet of salt, but now you will get 20 grams pouch packet of salt. So this is because to make it more marketable, so it is make it short quantity. That is the less price. So these are the areas where I think what I say, the counterfeiting take much. Next, the law. So in India there is no specific legislation to deal with it, but there are several legislation like Trademarks Act, Copyright Act, and the Intellectual Properties Act are not. You can and also the top of everything, Indian Penal Code 420. As you know that if you represent some articles which is not genuine one, has to be a genuine one, then it is liable to be the person is liable to be prosecuted under the Indian Penal Code. And also the Copyright Act and under the Trademarks Act, a man can be prosecuted for selling dealing with counterfeit articles, where imprisonment may be it may start from 3 years to 7 years, and also fine can reach up to 2 lakhs. So the law enforcing agencies can, and these are the cognizable offence that state. Now question is this is the state is busy, state police is now very much engaged with other serious offences. So who will take care of this kind of offences? So in this case I think that this is the product, the manufacturer should take initiative about this. I don't think that I should continue any further because you have the long sessions. You will more elaborately, the various speakers will participate from various fields. They will tell you and make you aware about what they are thinking and how it can be combated and what should be your future roadmap. Thank you very much.